Well, now, it's been over 2 years, more almost about 2.5 years now, since I've last uploaded anything. And, since I last uploaded a video of myself, but that's mainly due to issues like I had the iPod I was using, like, I had a problems obviously because it's now pretty much outdated, and also, mainly due to plant issues and speed issues. But anyways, well, you may have seen some videos from me I've uploaded from the shows I've been to since. But well, here I am. I thought I'd just make a new video, and who knows how long this will go for. I'm sure you'll know by the time this is uploaded. Well, now, I've been to a lot of shows, but this year, um, I guess I guess hasn't been that much of a good start. I know, I know some people had that as well, but I guess lately most of it, things have been a lot better, and we've had quite a few new releases this year, and got a few new ones coming out next month. Already got pre-orders down for ones coming out over the next month. Got Debbie Borgia, Angela Sapatrita, and Dragon Force releasing a remaster of The Power Within titled Repowered Within. And then there's new Seven Dust, Five Finger Death Punch, and Amorphous. I've also just pre-ordered the first ever album from Espionage titled Digital Dystopia, and they've released 2 songs from it, Nightmare Approaches, and a few days ago they just released the second single, Light Fades Away. So yeah, definitely check them out. I'll put a link in the description. A few things I'd like to talk about today. I'll be leaving links in the description so you guys can check it out. And yeah, been to quite a number of shows this year so far now, and we just had Ross the Boss, who just performed a classic Manowar set, and we had Horizon's Edge, and that was the second time we had them this year in Adelaide. And yeah, they also just recently released new albums. So yeah, I've got a few other albums to catch up on from bands like from A Perfect Circle and Tesseract, and who are also coming back. Tesseract, that is, they're coming back to Australia in September, so I might go to that. And yeah, new releases. I also just got the first ever album from Lethal Vendetta, thrash band out of Sydney. Pretty much recommended if you're a fan of the Bay Area thrash bands such as like that of the Big Four, Testament. And yeah, this month was a big month with shows. We had Flight, and then we also had Heavy SA for its 3rd year in a row. And I managed to make it throughout all of it. We saw Hidden Intent and The City as the last bands closing that festival. And then we had Destruction, which again we had Hidden Intent for. And yeah, I'd like to give a mention to the hardest working bands out of Adelaide, Truth Corroded, Hidden Intent. I feel that if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have what we have today. And if it wasn't for your support, all these bands, all out of the Aussie music scene, your support can also help make a difference to get what we have. So I'll leave a link in the description for you guys. So And we also, last month we also had Arch Enemy, which I finally got to meet Andrew Hogue. He was here for Arch Enemy. Like, he also was at the Download Festival in Melbourne last month, interviewing and did interviews with some of the bands here. And yeah, he's a really great guy. So yeah, I've known him for quite a number of years now, but yeah, I've known about him ever since his last few years on Triple J, and it's been over 5 years now since he first launched his Australia's premier rock and metal 24/7 rock and metal radio station. So I'll leave a link in the description to that, and yeah, please check him out and check it out if you haven't already. So tours we've had this year, we've had Leprous and Churches of Steel, which I finally got to catch Vanishing Point for. Yeah, they're an amazing Aussie band, prog band out of Melbourne. And yeah, definitely one of my most favourite Aussie bands. Yeah. And you also might like to check out Shadow Realm. They're a great thrash power metal band, ranging from influences of styles such as of thrash and power metals with vocalist. Please excuse me, I've got a bit of a sore throat right here, but sorry about that. But yeah, check out Shadow Realm if you're a fan of traditional and power metal and thrash, and ranging from influences such as Rob Halford, Dio, and Tim Ripper Owens. See, I'm wearing the shirt right now of their debut album released late last year, War of the Archons. And yeah, so yeah, they were also one of the opening bands. We also, for Ross the Boss, we also had Skyhammer open for that as well. Yeah, definitely check them out. They're also great guys. So, and yeah, Horizon's Edge also, their new album, Let the Show Go On, pretty amazing. It's their third album. So yeah, we had them twice this year. First for Ross the Boss, and I mean not Ross the Boss, that's what we just had, but also Churches of Steel as well we had for that. So yeah, we also had Enable Viscaris, who also toured for their new album, released late last year. And then we had Overkill. So yeah, shows I've caught this year, we had Leprous, Churches of Steel, Enable Viscaris, Overkill, Arch Enemy, Flight, Heavy SA, Destruction, and most recently Ross the Boss. And this morning I also got to check out the new Cog single, Altered State. Well, it was actually recorded way back in the day, which never made it on any of their albums, and they never even got the chance to play it. They actually did have the chance to play it live, but they've finally found time now to actually release the single. And I think it's a great song, so yeah, it would be cool to hear more music from them. They'll be really... Yeah, they've been back together since early 2016 now. Oops. So, and we also have 2 new singles from... And Espionage also just announced their tour. They announced the tour titled So as I already mentioned, Espionage, I've pre-ordered their first ever album titled Digital Dystopia, and they will also be heading out on a tour throughout the next month. And I'll be catching them at yeah, hopefully we'll be catching them at Ed. So yeah. So yes, they'll be playing in Adelaide at Ed Castle next month. I mean, not next month, it's in June. So definitely, yeah, if you're a fan of old school metal, definitely check those guys out. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. So yeah, we've got Heavy at Home tonight. So back onto Andrew Hogue Radio, we've got Heavy at Home tonight. So listen to it tonight. If you're at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. If you're in Adelaide, that'd be 7 p.m. 7:30 p.m. Sorry, at our time that is. And tomorrow night we have Hogue Metal at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, or in Adelaide time at 8:30 p.m. I would also like to give a mention to a post he made last week. He also made a post saying, "Oh, you must watch this." It's a short doco series called Seed, and the first ever episode was about a talented drummer called Renee Kelly. I'll leave a link in the description to that. You must check it out. A massive fan of bands such as Cog, Carnival, and Dead Letter Circus, and yeah, and that's also one of my favourite styles. Like, as you probably know me, I'm a huge fan of the thrash, power, and prog stuff. And, and then next month, and yeah, and we also recently had a new single from Dead Letter Circus, "The Armour You Own," and that's also a great song. So yeah, check them out if there's anything. So yeah, I guess that's about it now. So yeah, we've got a few. So yes, looking forward to seeing some new releases and more shows to come later in the year. If you have anything to say, if you want anything I've talked about today, I'll please leave a comment. Please leave a comment down below, and I'll link you. So anyways, thanks for that. I'll see you next time. Take care.